How do we end oppression? How do we, starting tomorrow, starting now, and from here into the future, how do we create a better reality for all people, for everyone to feel included, for, the minority of the world that has been oppressed for so long to feel like they're included, for everyone else, for all people to say, I feel valued. I feel like when I wake up in the morning, I'm safe. There's security. I don't have to worry about paying bills. I know that I can put food on the table and provide for my family. I know that when I send my children to school, they're going to be well educated to make critical decisions in life. They're going to be able to make the right choices because I trust the system that we all vote and put into place. I'm not concerned about war and destruction and living in fear because we all treat each other with respect. How do we form this utopia, this almost fantasy, this idea that we seem to not be able to come to agreement that is obtainable? It's like we live in such division. We live in this era, this time where we're all fighting. And what we're doing is we're bringing to the surface all the wounds and healing them. We're really looking at what have we done as a people. Imagine Hitler, okay? Hitler. Most people hate Hitler. Why is that? Why do we hate Hitler? Why do we have the idea and that concept? Hitler was heart wide open, passionate about going after a select group of people, right? That millions of them, he in about 12 years killed millions of people. And he was so sure he was doing the right thing. In his mind and his perspective, he had awareness that there were a type of people that were trying to take over the world. And this group of people were false. They were taking false ownership of something that did not belong to them, which was wealth and power. His mind was to eradicate, to delete, to erase, to get rid of these people because they weren't the right people. Now, if we can take our subjective heart space feeling of passion to fight and look at it in an objective view, we can see clearly. We can observe, imagine going on top of a mountain to watch what's happening beneath you rather than being right in the heart of the war, but you're up at the top watching the war play about. You're going to have a better view of what's happening here. So take your heart out of it. Don't be in the fight. Be the observer here. Step up on the mountain and observe what I'm saying here. This man, this one human being, for years was able to kill millions of people. He had people convinced. His words, what he was saying was ringing true to the hearts of many people. And if it wasn't, those people were still abiding by his belief system. I have a much grander issue with all the people that sat around and watched it happen. The same concept, goes for when Kanye said, Black people chose to go through slavery.
For 400 years, that sounds like a choice. Like, you was there for 400 years and it's all of y'all?
Because at any given moment, they could have chose not to be a slave. At any moment, slaves could have said, I'm not going to be your slave. You can kill me. I won't go down like this. And that lasted for hundreds of years. For hundreds of years, a people became slaves. American slavery, because there's been many slaves. American slavery happened in the way it happened, yes, by force, but also by choice. And it takes so long for people to realize, like, man, there's something wrong here. I don't think I agree with this lifestyle. I don't think I agree with this oppression on my people. And my people, in my opinion, is all people. I truly can see clear as day and feel with my own life. I've been affected by systematic racism. My family was separated from the destruction created, specifically designed to separate my family. I understand that. I lived a whole lifetime without my dad because of this atrocious crime on humanity. Take away the dad, make the mom feel like she needs to be Mr. Man, Miss Independent Woman, to rely on the government to push dad away, send dad to prison, or send dad to do drugs, or possibly he's dead. Separate the family, make the unit weak so the foundation is there for the kids. Because any wise person knows the most important asset to a people, to a country, to a nation, to anybody is the children. And if we want to teach children not to grow up in hate, division, and anything that keeps them separated from love, what they're passionate about, feeling safe and secure, and like they're valued, respected, and appreciated, and loved from all types of people that walk amongst the earth, whether they're a classmate or a friend or an enemy or a judge or a police officer or a grocery clerk attendant, no matter where our child encounters another human, we want to feel as if they're growing up respecting others and receiving respect, giving and receiving love back and forth. How do we do that? Is by educating the children, not by sending them to schools who pump and feed all this information to repeat it and recite it. This I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, what is that nonsense? I don't pledge allegiance to a nation that does not have my best interest at heart. And this isn't because of race. This isn't because of patriotism. This is because of my feelings. I don't feel this country, this nation, this system has my best interest at heart. When I'm born, they smack my butt. They take me from my mom. They pump me with all these needles. And then they send me off to the school that does not teach me how to follow my passions. It doesn't teach me how to critically think. It teaches me what they want me to think. This school teaches me how to sit still, how to learn repetition, discipline even sometimes. You can learn things from school. I'm not saying all school is bad. I'm saying the whole school system needs redesigned. We need a system that teaches all children that history, the past, has been a mistake, has been errors. How do you see us to change this? What are your opinions and ideas? How do we not make these same errors again? Not constantly regurgitating fed information. That's not learning. That's being a parrot. That's just repeating what you're told. Learning is learning to decide for yourself. How do you feel about what has happened? What can we do? What can you do? What can you do today, right now? Write a paper on that. How you can change the world. How can you empathize with your friends, your brothers, your neighbors? How can you come together with community and recognize where you can make a difference, rather than constantly just trying to say that everyone else needs to change? Because if we decided as parents and as adults today to all stand together against all oppression, to say, I don't agree with any oppression. I don't agree with bombing other people's, I don't believe in bombing nations. I don't believe in blowing up hospitals or shooting people down in the streets. I think if you are in government, you better act right You work for me. I pay you. You send my tax dollars to do these things. All those wars you're fighting for, not me, but for someone's ego, I'm paying for that. So I should have a say. I should have a say. I have a choice. We are the most rollover docile people at this moment, and we're not living in gratitude. We're not being grateful for what we do have. We're not paying attention to what can be had in the moment. We're so stuck on what has went wrong, what absolutely we can't go back and change, but we can change our patterns moving forward. And how do we do that? We do that by standing up for the next generation. We do that by standing up for the kids that are growing up in this mess. Every kid born today, no matter what color they are born with pure intentions to just experience the joy of life. It is us who put programs in their minds to think any differently. We teach them to like a particular sports team, or to look at a particular race a certain way, or to look at a particular, if somebody's wealthy or poor or ugly or pretty, or, we're teaching them these labels, which are creating much separation in their mind, that they're not walking into the world open and free. They're walking in a little sheltered and in fear, because we're teaching them that things are bad. We're not teaching them that, hey, you actually have a choice in everything that you experience. You have a choice to walk out today and say, no, that doesn't feel right to me. I don't want to do that. No, thank you. But I appreciate your input. We don't have that ability. We're not teaching critical thinking. We're not teaching love. And we're not teaching children to respect one another. We're trying. I'm not saying that the education system is 100% bad. But I am saying that we are to blame, just as those who stood by and watched Hitler act a fool. He acted out of passion. He was doing what he thought was right. And then all the people just sat around and watched. All the slaves, they knew that was wrong, but they still chose to be a slave. Why are we choosing to accept oppression? There are billions of people on the planet. We have the internet. We have many ways to connect now. We don't have to stay divided. We don't have to look at someone and say, you're a Democrat, I'm a Republican. You're a Muslim, I'm a Christian. You're black, I'm white. Like, none of these things have to be separated, when we could be like, man, this is what we have in common. We both have kids. I want what's best for my kids. So do you? Man, okay. I want to be healthy. Oh, you do too? I want to have fun. Man, I do too. I want the government to be honest with us. You too? Okay. I don't think people should be oppressed or killed or mistreated. Man, me neither. Okay, so what do we do about that? I don't know. Maybe we should fight. We should just fight it out in our front yard. No. We should come together. We should sit together, put aside our differences, and think of what could we do right now. How could we educate our children? How could we put more time and energy into what's right, what's best, and what's most healing? What can we do? How can we empathize with what the feelings of other people, rather than projecting and pushing out our rebuttal, our resistance? We're resisting change because change is scary. And to see the world change for the better, for positive, is even scary. But it can be done. It will happen. It's happening right now. That's why we're all talking about this. That's why everyone's discussing the previously not, people didn't want to talk about this before. But now it's being talked about. People are out on the side of the street. People are standing up. People are coming together. It's just slow right now. We have to see who the enemy is. Me and you, I'm not nobody's enemy. If I get attacked, if I get any type of backlash for saying this truth, it's because that individual, that people, that whoever hasn't fully realized that how could I possibly be your enemy? My whole goal is to find others to come together, to find love and peace and harmony within themselves. Because if you can find peace and harmony within yourself, you've came so far. You've came from a place of fear and doubt and worry and all these other anxiety, stressful feelings that we don't need to feel. If we can find peace within, we can exhibit and push peace without. We can share peace with another. We can raise the vibration of the planet and come to a better understanding of other people's issues. Not who has the worst, who has it the best, those that have it really good, humble yourself. Go out of your way to know what it's like for those who have it really, really hard. Those who have it really, really hard, find it somewhere in your heart to recognize that you have the ability to make a choice to save yourself. To not only save yourself, but to recognize that, we are all human. Not everyone is going to be able to say, man, every single day I wake up and struggle, because not everybody wakes up and struggles. Some people wake up and they don't have many struggles. And that's okay. That's helping the planet. We don't want everyone to struggle. We want to find our way out of the struggle. And we got to teach that to the kids. We definitely got to teach it to ourselves. And the most important generation to come needs to be educated on how to find this within themselves, how to find peace and love and harmony and balance within, so that nothing outside of them disturbs that. Thank you so much for watching. That's what I have on oppression and separation for today. I really, really appreciate you, and I'll see you again next time.